You are surrounded by abundance. Breathe it in. It's already yours. The universe is listening. Speak your desires into light. The garden grows because you believe. This is your time. Welcome to Manifestation Monday.
Hello there, my darlings. It is Monday evening. We're in the last week of August. It's no wonder that I have this fall vibe happening. It is Monday, August 25th of 2025, and we are here to talk about Manifestation Monday, the laws of attraction. How's everybody doing? Where's my rice jar? Hello. It's filling up. It's got all good things. How has the black moon treated you? How has the rice jar treated you? Can everybody see me okay? Can everybody see me? I just want to make sure. Because you know. Are you seeing me okay? Put a 1 in the chat if you can see me. Yes? Okay, good. Good. All right, good. Well, you know what we went through the other night? I was on here for about 15 hot minute and nobody saw me. So I thought I'd better check before I get into this. It's still very hot here and it is very humid, but things are changing. And I notice the sun feels like it's in a different position. We're headed towards September. School has started again. And you know, when I was going to school, we didn't go until the Monday after Labor Day. And then we got out June 5th or something like that. But now some schools that I do know go a year around. I don't know, that would mess me up. They have a couple of weeks and then they go and then, whatever the case. But you're here because you are here because you want to manifest, and I've got a show for you. So I don't know if you are ready to write a few things down. I hope you write things down when we talk, because it is so important to know that there are things that you can do that are very good, that make you just, hello, my darling, that you have to write things down. You have to write it down because you won't remember. I don't remember, and I study it. I live it. And then I have to write it down again. Hello, everybody. We're going to wait for a minute or two until everybody comes in. And I want to apologize because I was setting up the stream today. Thank God I've got Captain Jerry. She keeps me on the straight and narrow. While I was in the middle of making my thumbnail and setting up the stream, I got a phone call and I got distracted. And when I came back, I was doing something else based on the distraction. And then it's like, so Captain Jerry said, what time is it tonight? Your stream is. So thank you so much. If it messed you up, I am so sorry. But we're here now, and that's what it's all about. Thank you so much. Do me a favor. You do have my back, Jerry. Do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit the like button. If you haven't already subscribed, if you haven't already, consider joining True Oracle. And when you get into the higher tiers, which is Oracle Circle and Oracle Vault, those very much needed, is that good English? Well, the much needed videos of affirmations frequencies are ad-free. And the higher you go, the more help you're going to get. Because it's all about the frequency, the vibration, the affirmation. And you know what? I'm here to do the hard part for you. And you know what else? The Proverbs are uploading daily. We are halfway through now. Halfway through the Proverbs. Can you believe it? Halfway through the Proverbs. So, and you know, I got to tell you this. Saturday night, when I have my live, and it's this Saturday, let me get you a date. Let me get you a date for a very important date, August 30th. A very important date because, well, first of all, we're at the end of August. But, you know, when I read those Proverbs, I think of some people in Canton, Massachusetts. I think of some people that used to live at 34 Fairview. Maybe we can point that out. Anyway, maybe we can point that out. Anyway, hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you around the world. We've got a really good show today. And give me a second. I've got to tell Mrs. Marie that I was able to get in. There we go. There we go. We have to keep up on everybody. We just have to keep up on everybody these days because we all have so much going. Now. Well, the Proverbs you can listen to. It's a podcast. So start from the beginning and go. I mean, it's just each one is maybe 1 or 2 minutes. It's okay, Patty, because you know what? The more you listen, the more you'll understand. We'll go over them. We'll go over them one time. We'll go over them. Not a bit, but the more you listen, because you know what? You're getting it and you're absorbing it. And the Holy Spirit will help you. That's what it's all about. Okay, so now, my darlings, I want you to prepare to write some things down because this is so important. Because when I started this journey, I realized there is an acronym that we all have to remember, that we all should remember, POOR, P-O-O-R. You know what POOR means? What the acronym of POOR really is? Passing over opportunity regularly. Let's talk about that again. Hey, Mrs. Marie, welcome. Let's talk about the acronym for POOR. Ready? P, passing. O, over. O, opportunity. R, regularly. There was a funny little thing that I used to say constantly. And Martha, by the way, my darling, I'm going to the post office. I'll be sending out your deck of cards tomorrow. The one thing that I used to say and didn't even realize it. And I used to say this when I was young. I mean, young, like 100 years ago. Coca-Cola, baking soda, bought a Toyota, but I should have bought a Benz. Now, that was just a little rhyme, and I don't even know where it came from. Coca-Cola, baking soda, back up. Coca-Cola, baking soda, bought a Toyota, but I should have bought a Benz. Now, you know why? My volume, let me see. I have my volume is pretty high. Let me see if there's something that I can with it. and see if I can't get it. Let me see if I can adjust the mic settings. My mic setting, honey, is very high. I hate to even make it any higher. You're welcome, Martha. You're welcome. Maybe I just need to put my mic up here. What do you think? Let me see if I can change my mic. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see, because I need you to hear me. I need you to hear me. Okay, is that better? Is that better? It should be better. Okay. Anyway. Okay, so that I've changed it. There's not really too, yeah. StreamYard has been a minute. StreamYard has been a minute. Okay. So anyway, no, and I have dealt with cats all day that I can't stand. You would think that they never see me, but see, they know when I'm streaming. So it's kind of like, oh, I want to be there too. All right. Coca-Cola, baking soda, bought a Toyota, but I should have bought a Benz. I want you to have that mindset. Do you know why? Back in the big early days, Marilyn Monroe, and y'all know I've talked about, I had a mother that was Grace Kelly and a grandmother that was Hollywood, Claudette Colbert, and they both looked like them. But I went through this Marilyn Monroe phase when I was younger because I loved the lipstick thing that she would do. Oh, she had all these makeup tricks that were just fantastic. And I loved her rolled hair set that she would do. So that was me. But I found out, maybe I will share, maybe. I found out that Marilyn Monroe used the laws of attraction. And she said that's what catapulted her to a different level, to the next level, up there. Because, you know, she was married, she didn't have any money. So she said, I go home at night and I dream. I dream that I'm beautiful. I dream that I'm beautiful and that everybody loves me and that everybody understands that they look at me and I'm the only woman that they've ever seen before. And she was going on, and literally she talked herself into it. And that's what you have to do when you are manifesting, because nobody else is going to do it for you. You are your own cheerleader. You have to look. Okay, think of it this way. How many times have you put an outfit on to go out and you look at yourself and you think, oh my God, that looks horrible. I can't show up in this. Everybody's going to think I look whatever. And because you believe that, if you left to go out, everybody would believe the same. But if you put an outfit on and you feel like $100 million, you're going to look like $100 million. I've always said I could wear a sweatshirt. I could wear a pair of cutoffs. I could wear just whatever. But if my hair and my makeup are on point, it doesn't matter. Why doesn't matter? Because I feel good about myself. And that's what it's all about with you. So now we're going to get into the technical part of all of this. This is why I ask you, do you write things down? Do you write things down? Because when you leave me and you go into the next couple of days, because we are on the second day of the week, when you go into the next couple of days, you can forget this unless you write it down or unless you watch this continuously for until the next time we meet, which is next Monday for this. I want to talk to you. This is going to be something. And you're going to see how this works. I want to talk to you about a theory that's called constructive interference. Now, I know that many of you have heard of the theory constructive criticism. That constructive criticism is just one person's opinion trying to tell you in a nice way what they don't like. If constructive criticism were really the way it was supposed to be, we probably would all be doing so much better. But prefacing something with, can I give you a little bit of constructive criticism? Really what that means is, can I tell you my opinion about you without getting too sore about me? Do you know most people that get upset with you and say things about you say it more for themselves than they say it for you? Because it makes them feel better. It's not meant to make you feel better or feel worse. Because what are you going to learn about it? That they just don't like you. And you go off and, now, hopefully you go off and you just say, no, forget them. I'm not going to be around them anymore. But when people get at you or after you, or they come at you and they're nasty, mean, ugly, they're saying it because they want to get it off their chest. They're saying it because they feel like this is something that they got to do. And that this is something that they've dreamed of. I have clients, seriously, I have clients that will call me and say, is this ex of mine going to call me? No, Sam. Is this ex of mine going to call me? Why? You don't want him anyway. I know, but I just want to tell him off. Why do you want to tell him off? Because I've been dreaming about it. I have been thinking about it. You know what that is? And if you call me and you say that, I'm going to be very truthful with you, and I'm going to say, I did not understand you like to really waste your time. By thinking of this for so long, you have wasted your time. Let it go. Yeah, he deserves it. I'm telling. And then you know what happens? They think about it so much, then they call the ex. And the ex then, watch out, sissy, you got to get down. No. So then the ex then gets upset and tells them off, and guess what? Then they're calling me back. Can you believe what he said to me? Yeah, I can. And you deserved it. See, don't call me unless you want the truth. Constructive interference. Let's talk about this. Constructive interference, I think, if you don't ever believe in the law of attraction, or someone that you know doesn't believe in it, well, this will help you. This will help them. Because this is constructive interference, not criticism. Interference. Constructive interference means if you have two wavelengths that are equal and the same, your wavelengths increase. Pardon me. No, Sam. No, sorry. We had this talk before I came on. She's upset. Let's say that again. I apologize for the interruption. If you have two wavelengths and they are equal and same, that constructive interference means it increases the wavelength. So what does that mean for you? Well, it makes your idea is bigger, better, more capable, more able to manifest. Here is an example. If you're very positive about coming or doing this sort of thing, and you come to me and you say, Zelda, oh my heck, I am so excited about this because I'm manifesting this. And I'm going to say to you, I am so excited for you. And that was Sam, who just turned my printer on because she's trying to be a little girl. And I'm going to have to hold her because she's going to make me crazy. Ellen, she's printing something too. I don't know what that's all about, but okay. So anyway, if you come to me and you say, I'm working on this, I'm going to agree with you. And what happens when I agree with you? It expands the frequency, because manifesting is when we land on the same frequency of what it is that we are manifesting. That's how it works. What do you mean? Well, frequency. Frequency is all about, say for instance, I don't know if you hear the printer, but it's going by itself. Energy, or John, or one of the two. John turns my printer on. So, Ghost in the Machine is right. Look at her looking at it like, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. So, frequency, what does it mean? Well, when you want to go to your favorite radio station, what do? You dial in. You find it, you leave it there. You get to sing along, you get to drive along, that's your favorite, and that's it. Now, what happens? Let's talk about the opposite for a minute. Two wavelengths, constructive interference, two wavelengths the same and equal, expands. You're upset. You call somebody and you say, oh, this guy, oh, I am so upset. I wish my ex would call me because I want to tell him off. Now, depending upon the person on the other end, you can either diffuse that or you can say, you know what, you should. Why don't you just pick up the phone and you tell him off? That expands to the point where that person has attracted negative energy. That is why you always want to surround yourself with positive energy, positive frequency, positive vibration. It's called constructive interference, where you can actually expand. So what if you're by yourself? Well, you listen to the videos that I have been making for all of the members, and some are public as well. That increases your energy and your vibration. Why? Because it puts you on the same mindset. I am a winner. Money is coming. Miracles are attracted to me. Love is attracted to me. And it puts you on the same. So when you're listening to that, even if you're having a crappy day, when you're listening to those videos, you can then start saying, you know what? Money is coming to me. Money is attracted to me. All of these things is away from, blah, blah, blah. You can do that. And then you will get to this point where you recognize when negative energy approaches you immediately, and you can shut it down. So that way, when I've got those people that call me and say, I'm going to call my ex and I just want to tell them off. Really? I don't think that's a good thing. Do you have anything else? If you're wondering why things don't go well in your life and that are not positive, example, I have a client, she watches. If you're watching, my darling, you know I tell this story. It's all good. No names mentioned. But she's doing things she shouldn't be doing. Number one, dating a man she has no business dating. Let me put it that way. Quite frankly, he is a thug. He manipulates her. He's a narcissist. He's all these things. And as time has gone on, I have told her, you need to get rid of that energy. You need to walk away from this person. If you want to be in a good position, if you want to have things, if you want money to flow, then you need to walk away from this person. Number one, he's no good. Number two, his wife is a witch. Number three, you have lowered yourself to his level. Yeah, but I know I can't. Does he want my cousin? And then will call me and say, why is my money stopped? People around me are sick. I don't know what to do anymore. Leave the guy. I've told you. Get rid of the negative energy, because you know why, my darlings? I'm just going to tell you. This system is set up so we are not rewarded for the bad negative things that we do. It might seem like we are for a very short period of time, but we will not be rewarded for the negativity that we cause on other people and that we cause on ourselves. Just the way it is. So if money has stopped, opportunities have closed the door, you don't feel any growth, you better take a little inventory as to what you're doing and who you're hanging out with. Because if something's not right and you know it, but if you don't know it and you find it, you got to take responsibility. We are not rewarded for bad acting. That's it. We have a birthday, and it is Standing Stone's birthday. She is 29 today. Let's sing happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Standing Stone's wife. Happy birthday to you, and many more. So there you go. All right. So you're welcome, my darling. So there's something now that goes along with this constructive interference. See, here's the thing, my darling. This is why y'all have to know the ins and outs about it. Because all of these things that I teach you won't work unless you put work into it. You don't get a paycheck unless you work. Even if you set up a turnkey, something or other, you don't get nothing unless you work. And if you're not making enough, thank you so much. If you're not making enough, now is the time to sit and say, pour, passing over opportunities regularly. What opportunity? Well, you could do digitals. You could start a little YouTube channel. Anything you do is going to take work. It's not going to do this. But what the law of attraction does is you attract that opportunity. Let me tell you this. Since I have been using the rice jar. Since I have been reading the Proverbs daily, since I have been listening to my own videos that are the affirmation videos, my friends, I'm behind on readings. I have more opportunity that can shake a stick at. I've got to get really organized because there's nobody here that can do it but me. I mean, Sammy might be able to do a reading or two. Don't know if you could get through it or not. But it's so much opportunity. It's beyond. And it sometimes gets to the point I don't even remember. Oh, yeah. And Jerry told me to put my QR code up there, and I better listen because she's the boss of the applesauce. Thank you so much. So there's something that goes along with this. Yeah, she's seeping now that she messed up my printer, and I don't know what's wrong with it. She's a seepy girl. There's another thing that I wanted. I'm moving my notes so I can tell you. I don't leave this one upside down. The other one I do, but I mean, when I put it in the moon, and you can still put it on your windowsill because we're going to be feeling the effects of this new moon, which is the black rare moon, probably tonight and tomorrow, and that's about it. But you can put it wherever. I put it upside down but you know, I left the labels onto this to show you that there's not really a wrong way. So you can do it. However is comfortable, whatever works. Okay? Now here's the second thing that goes along with you. Remember, Coca-Cola, baking soda, bought a Toyota, but I should have got a Benz. There's another thing that is another, because I'm going to tell you, there's huge studies in this. Psychology, quantum physics, physics in itself, medical now, psychology is all jumping on to this bandwagon because they see how the human mind can heal, can make things happen, and it's a phenomenon. And we have everything available to us right here. And why we can't do it sometimes is beyond me. Because many times I have people tell me, I don't want to do that. Why? Well, it's just too much work. Okay, so you'd rather sit around broke, borrowing rent money, making everybody else feel bad for you. What? What? It's free. It's free. Get busy. So this next thing that I want to talk to you about is called Spain. Not the Spain of the country, but the Spain. S as in Sam, P as prosperity, A, abundance, N as natural, E, well, everlasting. That is how it's Spain. Okay? What is Spain? It is it was a study, 25,000 people. Let me make sure I got this right. That were subjects in this little sequence of things that they did. I'll spare you the details. They all measured the ability of the subconscious mind. And you know what was number one? I missed it. What was number one was not love. It was authenticity. That was the number one powerful emotion that came out of this 25,000 person study, almost 100%. Your authenticity. What is authenticity? Truth, what you believe, how you treat others, can be love in that as well. But now that gives us something to think about. On one hand, we strive for our own authenticity. Why? Well, because when we are authentic and we throw off that authenticity, that authentic part of the law of attraction, it attracts those who feel the same way. You know why we attract people in our lives? Just like my client who's dating the thug, and she knows. I tell her, I listen, if you knew who he was, thug is an easy word, okay? But it's an example. It's because she lowered her standards. This woman is absolutely stunningly gorgeous. And she has zero self-confidence. So she lowers her standard, thinking that somebody from a lower belief level will appreciate having someone like her more. And you know what that does? It has the exact opposite effect. Why? Because she doesn't give out authentic vibes. If she did, if she believed in herself and had authentic vibes, then the thug would be taking a trip off to some other land. And it is amazing when you think about that. What do we lower ourselves into in order to fit in, where we either don't or we feel that's the only place we belong? Then we become self-conscious, and then we become worried, and then the anxiety flows over ourselves, because in our hearts we know, off to thug land, that's right, Mitchell, we know we are supposed to be in an area that we deserve, that we work so hard for. And yet, we accept ourselves on a low level. You know what, I'm going to tell you something about this. And I want you all to be eagles, flying high. The eagle crew of True Oracle. And here's why. You know, the eagle is a pretty mighty bird. I've seen them in person. They're stunningly and astounding and intelligent. But you know the only bird that will attack an eagle is a crow. When an eagle is in flight, the crow, goodbye then, I think she comes up here just because she can, and I let her. But the eagle will be flying, and there comes a crow, wants to get his little nose in everything, and he'll ride on the back of an eagle. He'll peck at the eagle's neck. And what does the eagle do? Now, the eagle could literally turn right around and just make mincemeat of this little crow. But he doesn't. You know what he does? The eagle flies higher. And what happens when you go higher? The air becomes thinner. And then eventually, the crow can't manage at a much higher altitude than the eagle can. So the crow just flies off. He just goes off. No fight, no fur flying, no feathers dislodged. The eagle is smart enough to know that this little crow is a pain in the crack, but he's not going to engage. All he has to do is fly higher. And the eagle, I'm about ready to sneeze if you're wondering why my eyes are watering, because Sam Miami, I don't know what it is about her right today. So all you have to do, that's right, take the high road. Take the high road. People always think they have to fight back, only in certain situations. Of course, if you're being attacked, you've got to do what you have to do to protect yourself. I'm not telling you that. But when you're faced with a particular situation that things just seem like they're so bothersome, fly higher. That's all you have to do. Because the air is thin. And you know what happens to a blowhard when they can't breathe? They stop blowing hard. They fall off. Because when you don't react and give them anything to react to, they lose interest. Think of the eagle. It's so amazing when you think of that, because that eagle could have this primate thought, but he doesn't. It's just that it's a little bothersome. He knows that little crow will go away, and that's a crow thing. And here's the thing: you would think that crows, pardon me, would learn, and they don't. So what are you going to do with the crows in your life? First of all, you're going to work on your constructive interference. Broaden your frequency. It's number one. Number two, you're going to work on your authenticity, the emotional part of it. Do you know that we create our emotions to fit the circumstance? I want you to think about that. Our brain does that. Our heart will do that as well. And by the way, I'm going to tell you a little story. Do you know that the heart has a memory? And this was only found out maybe in the early 1990s. But the heart has a memory. That is why we can always say, oh my gosh, this is so heartbreaking. Oh, this hurts my heart. Oh, this is a heart-filled situation. Usually because it is. And you know how they found out? Because there was a little girl who received a heart transplant. She was 11. And she started seeing and hearing, having all these visions, couldn't sleep at night. They took her, and these were bad. Like she was lost in the woods, and a man came up and grabbed her. For an 11-year-old girl, it was very, she described it like down to the letter. So they took her to the psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist said, these aren't dreams, these are memories. So then they took her to a police sketch artist, and she told them what this person looked like that grabbed her out in the woods. She told them the first name that she felt in her heart. And do you know that from that picture and from that description, everything that it wasn't a psychic thing. It only happened after she had a heart transplant. Do you know that afterward, the police caught this person? Because the little girl that he really attacked, that this little girl got her heart from, was unalived by this man. And when they approached him, he confessed, and he is now rotting in jail. And that's a good thing. The other thing, the other heart memory that we have, there was a mother that knew her son loved Kentucky Fried Chicken. He had a motorcycle. He got on a motorcycle accident and it was fatal. His heart went to another person. And the other person said all of a sudden he had this huge craving for Kentucky Fried Chicken and was going daily to Kentucky Fried Chicken, and they couldn't figure it out. And the new man that had received the heart transplant described the motorcycle then, described described everything. And they contacted the mother of the young man who had the accident, who lost his life, and who donated his heart. And she said, "Oh my God, that's my son. He loved Kentucky Fried Chicken. So you see, the body and the mind are so amazing. And that when we can understand that there is a connection between our mind, not our brain can be measured, but our mind cannot. There's no way to measure the mind. People try. They can say they can get a little bit, but there's no way. It's not a spirit reincarnated. It is a heart memory, because this has been measured now, and there are huge studies, and it's turning out for people who receive heart transplants only, not anything more. They describe everything. Didn't do it before an accident, didn't do it before the heart. They got the heart, boom. And they have realized by doing experimentation on hearts that there is that part that resembles our mind's memory. It's amazing. It's just totally amazing. So when you can figure out that our heart and mind are connected, and they create the next thing, which is they create the emotion that goes along with each situation, that's definitely going to be able to help you and me control their emotions. Because I pick this up, I feel happy. I think of my Mid-Tennessee paranormal group when I pick this up. But what if I didn't feel that way when I picked this up? What if I didn't? It's called it's controlling your emotions. Like when something that is not so happy will come about, stop, take a breath, think about it, and say, okay, why am I feeling this emotion? Because, my darlings, I'm going to just tell you, your thoughts are not the facts. Because our thoughts get us in trouble. Oh my gosh, what if this happens? I have another client, I'm just going to tell you. She will call me and she'll say, I have a dream. Like, you're either Martin Luther King Jr. or you're a better psychic than I am. What are you doing calling me? But she'll call and say, I've had a dream. As though it is prophetic, not prophetic. And I'll say, well, what was the dream about? Well, I dreamt that this person went over and saw this person. You know why you're dreaming that? Why? because you're thinking about it all day long while you're awake, and your subconscious mind plants it in there. Because when you sleep, my darlings, it's time for your mind and your heart and the rest of the body to heal. And your DNA goes along with it. Do you know your DNA chart changes every few years too? It doesn't change the imprint of who you are. It's like it reignites within your body, regenerates. That's why listening to these frequencies that increase will help your DNA to increase as well. And that is a big deal. So when you're using the laws of attraction and you're thinking, oh, well, this happened, this must going to be happen. We talk ourselves into more crap than if we just let it go. And I see it more and more now than I ever have. And I think it's because there's a lot of pressure on us to think things through, to figure things out, to work through, to just work it out, to just do this, to just do that. Stop. We don't have to figure out anything. Stop. It's already been figured out, by the way. We just have to live through that. It's already been done. We just have to live through it. And you're right, Kristen. This is why you need to use those videos that I've been making. Because I can tell you, most people that watch this will just watch it go and off into some other land that they live. And that's okay. But the manifestation part and the laws of attraction, see, the laws of attraction is the umbrella name of it. Its manifestation is part of the law of attraction, vibration, law of assumption, law of frequency, law of reciprocity, law of gravity. We all believe in the law of gravity. We don't have to wake up every day and worry about tethering ourselves onto something onto the earth so we don't fly up into the cosmic unknown. Of course not. So why would we not believe the other laws that go along with it? Whoa, eye-opener, eye-opener. The fact that we grab onto one thing, and by the way, the law of reciprocity means that when you give, you're going to get. But it doesn't mean you're going to get in the same way you give. And it also means you don't give so you can get. That's wrong. There's one church out there that preaches that. I don't like it because that's not what the word says, and that's not what the law is. That is a way to get parishioners to send money into their ministry. Get it? And people do. People send rent money. People send light bill money. People send all this. And then they wonder, well, God was supposed to give this to me. And they call the church and they'll say, you said I was going to get, I gave, but when am I going to get? Oh, you will. Oh, you will. Click. And that happened to my mom. I can say this now. I can say it now. I don't know if you all remember Benny Hinn. See, my mother was gravely and terminally ill. And sometimes what happens is you gravitate because you know you're about to go to something, another realm. So you gravitate to that. Your mind has to prep. It's just one of those things. My mother lived near Knoxville, Tennessee. Benny Hinn was coming to Knoxville, Tennessee. She begged my sister, my brother-in-law, and I to take her to see Benny Hinn. She made arrangements to get front row seats because she had it in her mind that she was going to join the ministry and that because my mother was musical too. My mother could play the piano and the organ. That was just like orchestra. And she was just confident. She wanted to go and see. So we all gave in. We talked about it. We knew what was going to happen. So Mom was in a bad way. She wanted to do it. So we did it for her. Halfway, I can tell you this, there was no ministry. It was, if you all want to meet God someday, you're going to get your checkbooks out. And you're going to give to this ministry because how can I survive? How can I keep going if I don't have the money to keep going? If this church fails, it's because of you. And I was sitting there. My sister was even mad. I was sitting there, and he looks right at my mom. And my mom was just so, taken by this whole thing. Until he came around to our side of the stage, and I bet he wasn't any more than 50 feet from me, maybe a little closer. And he looks at my mother and says, I know you have it. You need to open up your checkbook right now. I need $1,000. But we just sat there. And she just sat there, put her on the spot. Well, she surely didn't have $1,000. She was paying for medical bills out of her pocket. And all of us, she couldn't even get on disability because Social Security told her that she missed by 1 month of paying in to get Social Security disability. So we were all helped. She couldn't work. We were all contributing to her to pay her expenses and medical bills. And I can tell you this, I don't care if I had 10,000, I certainly wasn't going to give it to him. So she's sitting there and of course my sister and brother-in-law, and my mom reaches over just real slowly. She had her hand and she grabs onto my hand. And I knew right there. And I looked over because Mom was sitting between me and my sister. And I looked over at my sister and I just kind of made a gesture and I'm like, let's go. And I said, Mom, we're going. No, we can't walk out. I mean, it freezes people into believing that they have to do this. My mother was totally frightened. I looked at her and I said, he is not God, nor is he godly. And we're leaving. And if you had $1,000, you're not giving it to that. And I said it right there. So she sat there, mortified. Well, he didn't give up. He looked at her and he goes, what are you doing? You're just sitting there and looking at me? You want a picture? You want a picture? Oh, listen, it was all I could do to just not jump up and say, you want to see the wrath of God? Well, he's not coming, but I'm here. Let's go, pal. Because look, don't mess with my family. And my mom was so sick. I mean, she was yellow. She was that sick. So, of course, my sister and brother-in-law didn't, right? And I just went like this. And he goes, oh, okay, I get it. And I looked at him and I said, no, you don't. Now, at this point, there were some other people that were starting to look. And I mean, it was like gasping. So I grabbed my mother's hand and I said, come on, we're leaving. So I get up, and my mom couldn't even hardly walk. I give up, and my my sister grabbed a hold of my mom, and my brother-in-law had one side, and I decided to bring up the rear. The whole time, because we were down front, and this place was a big joint. And the whole time that we were walking out, he's mocking her Say, see, there you go. There goes someone that doesn't belong in the house of the Lord. Oh, and you could hear the people go, oh, it was horrible. I turned right around and I said, how dare you, demon? How dare you, demon, come in the name of God? How dare you, demon? And you will be held responsible for this one day. How dare you, demon? And I turned around and left. My sister's kind of, because listen, if you know me, I'm nice and gentle, but you come after somebody like that, and hello, I'm going to call you out on it. It wasn't long after that we heard some negative things was happening to Benny Hill. It wasn't me. And not Benny Hill, sorry. Benny Hill, sorry, Benny Hinn. Benny Hill, he was a much better Christian, I think. So Benny Hinn, that was the end of it. We never heard another word from my mom and Benny Hinn again. And we took her home, and she said she was okay. And the next thing you know, when we went back again to visit, all the Benny Hinn paraphernalia was gone. Every one of them. All of them. Benny Hill, I know, listen. Right? Every one of them. Everything that she had. My mother wanted a ministry so bad. She would sit and she would record teaching and preaching, and it was so emotional for her. But that's an eye-opener. That's an eye-opener. And one of these days, we're going to have a little Bible talk, and I'm going to show you some of the things that people like that demon side will insert into the Bibles to throw everybody off. Sit down, demon. Sit down, demon. And there were other people that got up and left after that too. And it was really, yeah. There's a lot of them. And you just can't say it. But the reality is, you can talk yourself into things. You can talk yourself into emotions. You can talk yourself into circumstances, because she had herself talked into being so involved. She would call, and this is the sad part, because they always have those front lines. She would call the front lines and she would say, I'm just checking on the ministry today because, well, I know that when I'm there, and they would like encourage her to believe, and it really just became a lie, and it was really sad. He's still out there. Benny Hinn's still out there. Benny Hinn's still out there. There, so, and I didn't want this to turn into that, but I wanted to show how things can morph. And when you're using this law of attraction, make sure that you're on the right vibration. Because as much as she wanted this, it was not the right vibration. And there was a lower grifting vibe, as I have my QR code up there. But my darlings, you don't get involved with people that you're not supposed to. If you get involved with people that you're not supposed to, you'll know it. How, Zelda, how? Well, because things will not work out for you. You will not be rewarded. I cannot tell you how many times that I've been in a relationship. I knew I wasn't supposed to be in. And I thought, well, I'm just going to I'm just going to do this anyway because maybe it'll work. Bull. I would talk myself into it and nothing would work out. Nothing would work out. So I had to change. And the moment that I made the change, zippity doo dah, bam, no kidding, almost overnight, like a blanket was lifted off of my head. And if you want change today, there are things that you can do. And I know I hear people all the time, oh, Zelda, there's something I can do. Yes, there is. We're living in a digital age right now. There's all kinds of things that you can do. But if you want to do it, you just have to get to the point where you do the work. What's the work? Well, you got to research it. You just can't take the first thing you see. You got to research it. You got to do it. Listen, Mrs. Marie, if she's in here, she can tell you all day long. I'm constantly, look, I looked at this and I looked at that and blah, blah, blah. Now that brings me to another piece of little tidbit now that I have you all in here. I want you to tell me by a raise of hands, because I know that sometimes many of you like to know a daily tarot card, or sometimes you'd like to know where this shop is. Sometimes you'd like to order a reading. Sometimes you would like to have push notifications. And thank you so much for your kind comments, all of you. I love you. But I know having push notifications for events that would come directly into your phone says, hey, Zelda's getting ready to grift. You better come on. We have to laugh. Zelda has an event coming up. You want to come? Zelda's going to have an event on Signal one of these days. Be the first to sign up. Now, how would we do that? Well, I have been working on developing an app for True Oracle, a mobile app. And all you have to do, thank you, my darling. All you have to do, the Zelda Griff Show. That's it, Mitchell. The Zelda Griff. It's the Zelda Griff Show. Hello. Welcome. I sit here and I tell you stories and I point at my QR code and say, there you go. Let's go. Right? So, my darlings, it cannot be free because it costs me a monthly little thing. But there's limited spaces, I think. But I wanted to ask you if that would be something that you would be interested in, because it could give you beyond this platform. It can give you, when I put out a special video, it can give you a daily card. It can give you the link if you want to have a messenger reading with me. It can give you, there's a lot that I think that we can do with it. But here's the thing. It's a lot of work and it does cost money on my end. That's fine. But, all right, I'm just going to say it. I know you all I love Emily D. Baker, attorney Emily D. Baker. You know, Emily D. Baker, Miss Nashville, Tennessee attorney. Tell me, put a 1 in the chat if you know Emily D. Baker. Put a 1 in the chat. And if you don't, that's okay. But Emily D. Baker has an app. It's called Law Nerds. And that's what she calls her people, law nerds. If you have the Law Nerd app, she has the free version. I love EDB. She's wonderful. She has the free version, so you don't get too much. You just get a notification here and there with the free version. But with the paid version, you get notifications as to when she's going live. Like during the Karen Reed trial, there was a notification that the verdict was getting ready to come in before I saw notifications on anywhere else. Now I'm going to tell you the other little thing that I'm thinking about putting on this application, on this app, this mobile app. And of course, it will be tied to our website. So if you feel like you want to shop, you want a bracelet, you want an ebook, do you want to have this? Do you want to have that? Click. Now, it was Emily D. Baker who had just a very small convo with me that said, while YouTube did it for her, it was the app that took her on, it just made her go out of bounds. But you can shop. It will take you to our website immediately to shop, because all of you are putting links here. If you do want to send the grifter, your favorite psychic grifter, a little something, something, it can take you to Venmo, or it can take you to wherever. But here's another exciting thing about this. I can put a rice jar in the app with basic affirmations that you can fill up your little rice jar. So you'll have your rice jar wherever you go. You'll have your little rice jar. And if you want more affirmations, if you want more things, then there's a little premium charge, but you get, and it's updated. It would be updated every month with more rice jar things, more videos. We can tie it to the YouTube. So that way, I have the Law Nerd app too. I like it. So what I can do for those people who are members only, and what I could do, yay, Melissa. So what I could do also is for anybody who buys the app, or subscribes rather, buys is a wrong phrase, but subscribes to the app, I can give you, we can go that much further and say, I can do videos for people on the app, maybe even from the app. So what do you think, my friends? Because we could do this on the scene crime side. We can combine them. We can do a lot. And if this is something that you think, I don't know what the price would be per month, but it would definitely worth your while. And you'll have to give me a little time, because I'm the one building the app. Because I want to make sure that it's right. I want to make sure the links work. I want to make sure that we have everything in there. And I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure. Because you know what? If Emily D. Baker can do it, why can't I? She didn't build her own app. She has a team of developers. But I can tell you what, so far so good. I'm ticking it down. Yeah, Amy, hello, my darling. I'm ticking her down. Tick, tick, tick. I'll let you know. I'm going to get with Mrs. Marie. She may be here. I don't know if she's in there or not. But I wanted to ask you about that, because what I can do is tie in all the manifestation part, tie in all the grifting part, tie in, we can tie in all the reading part. We can try in. So if I go live, let's just say I have an emergency live, y'all are going to know it first before YouTube, even in StreamYard, because quite frankly, StreamYard, and I'm actually looking into configuring OBS or Streamlabs. So I'm working on that too, because I'm going to tell you something, my darlings. StreamYard is expensive, and it has gotten out of sight. It has gotten out of sight to do what we do here. I mean, maybe that's why I go live all the time, to feel like I'm justified into that, because it's ridiculous. There is Restream, which is okay. Okay. This is StreamYard. And I struggle with it because it just does whatever it feels like it wants to do. So maybe, and I'm gonna work, because you see, hello, you want to know where all this came from? Listening to these videos, doing research, going through my notes, thinking about the collaboration between your mindset and your heart, increasing the frequency and inviting the positive in. What else can I do? What else can I do? Because here's the thing, my darlings. If I can build this app, which I can, because I rebuild computers and I program and I do all that stuff. If I can build us an app, I can also build a spirit box. And you never know. Yeah, my darling Karen T. Here's the thing. I didn't know that YouTube and Apple, if using a laptop, Apple doesn't do it. Apple's not involved. Apple's not involved. I just want you to know that. That's a misnomer. Apple is not involved. Apple doesn't take anything. It's just YouTube. If you are a YouTube and you are a creator and you're using YouTube, it's 30% across the board. 30%. Boom. Done. Doesn't matter. 99 cents. I get 69 cents. $10, I get $7. It's just and I'm not complaining. I don't want you to know, but that's why I grift and put up the QR code. That's why everybody puts up the QR code and the Cash Apps and everything else, because you get paid once a month, and that's it. And the scary thing is that anytime they can decide to nix your channel, and anything that you have made goes down the tubes. They don't pay you because you made it. If they take down your channel, you don't get it. So it is not, yeah, so it's YouTube only. Karen, I don't know about what, I know Melanie said that, but I don't know. I've never had that. I have, my son has an Apple, and and it doesn't, so I don't know. That would be tough to do that calculation for Apple, because I'm going to tell you, it would make more sense if it were Google and Android, because YouTube and Google and Android are all one together. So I don't know. Maybe. I'm not going to say no. I don't know. Maybe. So, yeah, but that's why. That's why when you see, who does Richie use? What do you mean? Richie is on Patreon. Richie doesn't go live that much, but I'm sure Richie would use, I think Richie has an app, has an Apple. I don't like Apple products. I have an Android. There's just something about that Apple, you know, Apple is in the castle. Apple is in the castle, and they are protected. by the dome. That's why it's very hard to get any information out of them. Every video a creator puts out, they better have backed up and saved somewhere, because if YouTube pulls your channel, all your video. That's exactly right, Play-Doh. I have some, but I'm going to tell you, I don't even know how many videos I have, but I think I'm close to 3,000 videos. Saving 3,000 videos. I mean, I'm already at the tip of my 5 terabyte storage, because I rebuilt the computer that I'm on. I had a laptop that is an Apple. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm a Macintosh girl when it comes to that type of thing. Windows. But to make videos, I love iMovie. To me is the best. Windows has Clipchamp. Windows, and it's so I have to use CapCut, and I don't like CapCut. I would prefer to use, so I was doing everything on my little Macintosh, or on my little app, my little Apple laptop, to the point where it just, I had it when I went to university, when I was when did I go to university? 15 years ago. And I can tell you this, my darlings, that little Macintosh, that little laptop put out, I mean, it was a workhorse. This thing that I'm on, so when I got this, because my son got a bigger, because he's a gamer, so he needed a bigger system, a bigger processor. I have 2 processors here that I use, but he needed a bigger thing. So he didn't know what to do with this, and I said, I'll take it, because my little laptop, I couldn't stream from my lap. It just didn't have enough guts to be able to do it anymore. So I'll tell you what, I love my little Mac. I do a lot on that. I mean, I've got an iPad, I've got a Mac over here, my little laptop. I have an Acer laptop here that I do little nothing things on. Then I have this Windows. So I'm like around this Miss Tech. I like to think that I am. So, well, honey, the thing of it is, downloading those to that type of thing, it takes forever. I'm not kidding. And it slows you down, and it clogs you up to the point where you can't do anything while it's downloading and uploading and all these other things. Well, you have to, in order to get paid for lives, you have to qualify for the monetization program. And in order to do that, you have to have so many subs, you have to have so many watch hours, you have to have so many, and I was on here since 2017. I have several channels and that I didn't do anything with. Some of them I started when I was at 2013. But, the reality is, if one goes, I just have to start over. But I worked very, very hard since 2018 to get monetized, because getting monetized on another platform, they steal your content. I was on the Book of Faces. They stole that. It was horrible. So I'm on this, praying to the Father above that I don't lose the channel. And sorry, I've got one hair. I'm about ready to buzz. And the next time someone gives Miss Zelda a super chat from the Apple device, maybe you could tell her and she could see. On my end, I don't see any difference. I think it's on Apple Pay. That's what it is, Mercury Star. It's Apple Pay. If you use Apple Pay, they're going to ding you. Thank you, honey, for settling that. Look at this. Hello. I look like, who was it? This is it. Alfalfa. I got him. It is, I'm not going to lose any of my channels. No. But I'm not, oh no, people would find me. All you have to do is, you would find me. All you have to do is just Google Zelda Kelly. It'll tell you immediately where I am and every place I am. I'm places I don't even remember that I'm in. So, yeah. So, there you go, Scott. I had saying Apple good for eating when working with computers and building. Mom gave me her iPad. Listen, I'm not going to lose anything. I'm not going to lose anything. But I love the, yeah, right, Kristen. But I don't like PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. Venmo is my favorite. Because why? Because if you donate to me, I can write you a little message back. If you donate to me on Cash App, all I can do is do a little heart. But if you use the iPhone, the Apple Pay, that's when you get dinged. So thank you for doing that. There won't be censorship on an app like there is with YouTube censorship. Yeah. Venmo's great. PayPal stinks. Yeah, I think so too. Even though PayPal owns Venmo. So I love Venmo. But anyway, my darlings, so I just wanted to share that with you. And it's an individual thing. It's an individual thing because I'm going to tell you what I make from ads are different than what other creators make from ads. It's all different because your ad people will come in and look at my videos and they'll say, "Oh yeah, we want her," or "No, we don't want some grifting psychic. We want somebody else." So that's why all of that you cannot determine they have things like click-through rates and rates per ad and blah. My gosh, I can't hardly keep up with it. Or the future first platforms like down. Yeah. Well, the biggest thing is, my darlings, because you need a platform. You need somewhere to go. You need somewhere to broadcast. I'm not that apt yet. I'll figure it out. But yeah, people like what you like. That's exactly right. And I've always said it. I'm not with the in crowd. Y'all can know that. I love everybody. I love Attorney Melanie. I love. But I do my own thing because I am here to provide you with entertainment, education, and content that you can sink your teeth in. Because we are not 12, right? We're not 16, we're not 18. You're not going to, well, you might see me dancing on TikTok, but here you're not going to see me, the grifting psychic. That's it. I'm your favorite grifting psychic. Thank you so much, you guys. I love it. Listen, I can take a joke and I can laugh about this thing because why not? But what I want to bring to each of you is because we're not Mr. Beast. I'm not Mr. Beast. I'm not going to go out there and do all these things. I want you to come here because I want you to like what you see, what you hear, and what you learn. And I want to be unique because, first of all, who can copy me? You can try. I have people that are trying, and it just ain't happening. You can't copy Zelda. You can steal content. I caught somebody on YouTube. That's the one thing. I caught somebody trying to steal my contact on YouTube, and tickety boom, YouTube came to my rescue and took them down. done. On the Book of Faces and on the Talkie Tick, it's everybody's game. Who knows? I think I have about 7 or 8 over there, and they all DM. They all DM, and people fall for it. And they think that I'm DMing them, wanting something. I don't do that. I don't have to do that. And I want you to know something about the laws of attraction. You don't have to ask. You don't have to say, you don't have to do any of that because it will naturally come. It naturally comes. Denise, you are adorable, my darling. Coming here is like old friends having coffee and catching up. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. That means a lot to me. Because you know what? I can sit here after my little manifestation thing, and I can say to you, you know what? This is what I'm doing. What do you think about this? How do you feel about this? Because quite frankly, if I didn't feel that you wouldn't benefit, now, hello, this is going to sound really grifting. If I didn't think that you could benefit, but it would be easy, I wouldn't say anything about it. I wouldn't even try it. Because every live I see, what did you see that app was? What did you see this was? Where's the length for this? What is this? I don't get my notifications anymore. That just grinds me. When you don't get notifications. Oh, do I need the scanner for? No, you don't, Deanna. What you do, darlings, for the QR code is you hold up your little phone like you're going to take a picture. You get your camera app on and you hold it up there to the QR. And then it'll give you a little website and you just click on the little website and it takes you right to my profile. Or you can go to the Venmo app and you can put in at ampersand, it's the ampersand sign, Zelda, capital Z, and I believe there's a hyphen in there, not sure, Kelly with a capital K. Let me check and see if there's a hyper. If there's a hyphen, not a hyper, hello. But you know what? I get so excited about, yes, there is an ampersand, the little at sign, ampersand, capital Z, ELDA, hyphen, capital KELLY. That's me. That's me. You don't want to send it to an email. You don't want to send it. And the mods always put it into the chat too. But I prefer Venmo only because I can write you a little thank you note. That's it. If you don't mind a heart, send Cash App all day long. And you don't have to do anything because you're already members and you're already here to support me because it means a lot as far as the what does it mean, Zelda? Watch time. Watch time. Give me a second here. I got to fix this green screen. Oh, there we go. There we go. I was kind of getting fuzzy right here in the corner. I don't like that. Now I'm going to ask you. I want to ask you. What would you like? What do you want to see? What would you like? I mean, we've got Manifestation Monday on Monday nights with True Oracle. And then Thursday night, we have our limited series right now until the first week of November. That's going to fly by. Help, I'm Haunted. Story time with Zelda. Get your popcorn, your teddy bear. And this Thursday, you think last Thursday was good? Look out. Look out. Put a pencil to it, my darlings, and write it down. Make sure you're here. That's on Thursday night. Saturday night, Seeing Crime. That's with True Oracle. Well, Help, I'm Haunted is with True Oracle too. Here, just a second, because what's his name? Alfalfa is here. And then card readings, I have issues with notifications, members only. Okay. Well, until then, card reading on True Oracle is every other Sunday. We just had one yesterday at 2 p.m. So next Sunday we won't, but on the when's the next one? I'll give you the next one. So it's every other Sunday. Yesterday was the 7th of September. The 7th of September. So just keep knowing, because we put out the notifications, and see, that's another thing I don't get. 2 p.m. Eastern time, my darling. 2 p.m. Eastern. Saturday EVPs. Okay. Is there something more? I don't want to really do celebrities, but I got to tell you this. Grab your flashlight for spooky story. That's right. I'm working on some food content. I'm working on some of that sort of thing. As we get closer to October, we're going to be doing that. We need your new app. YouTube is getting so bad at notifications. They are. I just heard a big crash in my room. Please talk among yourselves, okay? Because I think the kitties are in there playing with the cat TV. I got to make sure they didn't break a screen. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Hello there. Well, they didn't break anything. They kind of knocked over the TV. It was Bilbo Bagman that did it. He was there standing but Shaggy was behind it. My printer, I don't know what. There's been times where my printer has started by itself. I think it's John. I want to ask you this, and I got to be careful because they're suing for defamations. Okay, hold on. Whisperia, I thought we're discussing maybe making Halloween treats. We are. Oh, I love your profile. Oh, I love that. That's so pretty. We are. We will. We're gonna do all kinds of goodies. All kinds of goodies. It wasn't me. That's exactly what they look at. Always spooky noises, screen freezes here. I love it. Okay. Like your knowledge on stuff. Okay. They always look so innocent, right? Astrology, zodiac signs, moon phases, happenings. Got it. How about, I have to be careful on this one, but I have gone down a bunny trail on something. There is a famous country music star who they have said is associated with some cereal and not Captain Crunch. Don't put the name in the chat. But I think it's consciousness of guilt. I think, it's because it's anything. Yes, John is still around. Definitely still around. But there is somebody that put a book out on this, and they got sued by this man. So they're watching. I was going to do something on it, and I thought, I better not. Yeah. Oh, definitely, really. And it is a big name in country music who's married to a big name country music star who has a cooking show on Food Network. Yeah, country gossip. Yeah. So I don't think that there is a connection there, because quite frankly, you could put a connection. You could do a connection for Madonna. You could do anybody, right? Anybody. So there we go. Victims both, male and female. I want Zelda to do classes on tarot. I'd pay extra for that for sure. I might do that, Martha. I might do tarot. I might do oracle. I might do cartomancy. Listen, you just heard a man screaming. Oh, I got a cat going. Who is it? How about I got friends in low places? Is that the real thing? I thought it was clickbait when I saw it. What do you mean, is that the real thing? I thought it was clickbait. Ellie Mae Clampett. Yeah, GB. Yeah, try not to put them. I don't want to get. Yeah. So I have to be extremely careful. That is like maybe we can talk about it sometime. Absolutely. Where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases the blues away. That's been going on since the beginning of this person's career. Hi, Gina. Hello. I'll be okay. Let's go here to Gina has become a member. Hi, Gina. There's the little sweet baby ginger. Aw, I love it. Thank you so much. Love having you here. And USMC Cowgirl became a member. Hello, my darling, and thank you for your service. I love that profile pic, by the way. I'm very into the vintage. So thank you so much. Yeah. Karaoke night. Oh, wow. That might be fun if I could find something that's not copyrighted. Oh, it's okay. It's okay, honey. I get it. Yeah, I know. What if the names were changed? Well, if somebody came in after, they would probably say, isn't that? I would love to change the names, but it's how do I tell everybody up front, look, it's going to be this person, but we're going to call him Frank. We might be able to do that. I just know about last year guessing. Oh, last year there was another legal issue. I don't want to do the spell casting because that's quite frankly, I will lose my ad revenue. They don't like that, and it just, and I don't do a lot because I'm not that sector. Nothing wrong. Everybody do what they want to do. I just know a few little things here and there. We might be able to do a karaoke night if I can find a channel that is not copyright. Shouldn't be, but we don't know. Shoot, we don't know. I had no idea. Just yeah. There's been some things going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check on movie trivia night. Thank you, Mitchell, because we are definitely going to have, when October hits, you have to be here. We're going to do Dark Shadows trivia. So all of you, we can make vision boards together. Absolutely. How is Karen doing? Karen is doing good. All is quiet, but Karen is going to come out like a little badger. She's going to start whipping. And I think that's going to be probably right around the 27th. But September, after Labor Day, look out. October is my favorite time of the year. Yes, I love it. That was my ring that hit. Hot topics of the week, honey badger. Yes, ma'am. And if you look up how honey badger fights, I love it. A honey badger will take on just about any animal, and there's a way they do it. and look out. It disables a big animal in a heartbeat. Okay, so I get you. Okay, hold on. Napoleon Cat. Oh, he's a popster. Oh, y'all, I love it. Love him. Right. Well, somebody told me a long time ago, they said, Zelda, you could beat your way out of a redneck bar with this. I probably could. But I love this ring too. I don't wear it. It's funny because I wear it live and I wear it when I'm reading. I don't wear it around the house. I'll wear it sometimes when I go places, but I'm just real funny. I want to protect that energy, and it's one of a kind. If I ever lost it or anything ever came of it, I would be sick. I would really be sick. Libra also. Karen, you go right. It is a smoky, I think it's a smoky quartz. I think it is. I think it's a smoky quartz. It's definitely an antique. You can see the filigree around the stone. Let me see if it'll get. And when I first saw it, I saw it in an antique store, and it was just like I went right in there. Smoky quartz is what I was told. Thank you. And the funny thing is, it was from an estate. I don't know who she was. Bless her. She doesn't know, but it is famous. I've had it for years. But when I put it on, it was just like, boom, fits. Mine. And I don't buy used things, so I took it home and I had it in salt for about 42 to 72 hours. 48 to 72 hours. There we go. So I hope it's okay to mention, but I can't wait for Thursday, 2 p.m. It's AJ time with Howie Carr. Yes, no, it's fine. I want to hear that too. Thank you so much, Mitchell. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Except, it changes because sometimes in the winter my hands aren't so puffy and it slides around a lot. And then in the summer, puffy might. Brother's birthday. Oh, mine is the 19th. Yours is the 19th of what? September? Or has it been already? Aunt BB, did we sing happy birthday to you? Anyway, we've been here almost 2 hours. I hope you have learned. Okay, well, definitely we're going to be thinking about everybody birthdays. You have certainly helped me in giving me a lot that I can think about. It's so funny because I remember when Karen's case was over on the 18th, and then I went live. Everybody has been like, what do we do now? Oh, we got plenty to do. Zelda, have you picked your house out yet? I have picked a couple. But because of the black rare moon, that energy tells us that we have to keep things silent. I'm just waiting for the pieces of the puzzle now are in place, and I'm waiting for them to come together. And I'll definitely let all of you listen. I told my son, he was laughing the other day. I said, everybody will be wondering where I am when it comes time to move. And he was laughing. He goes, what are you going to do? And I said, I'm going to be sitting there. Hello, everybody. I'm in the U-Haul truck. and I'm getting ready to drive because you can't drive. You're not supposed to. You get your video taken down. It's against community guidelines because of safety hazards. So I'll be driving going, hey, everybody, I'm in my U-Haul truck. I'm getting ready to move. We're loaded. We're going. And I'll see you when we get there. I'll see you when we stop. We'll probably have a little break here in another hour or two. So I'll stop and I'll see you. I have to do it that way. Yes, what is all about the black moon? What does it mean? The black moon was full 2 days ago. I know pilots do it all the time. They do it all the time, but You know me. What is September sign? Virgo for right now. My son's birthday is September 3rd. Virgo, and his half sister is the 2nd. He was actually due on. My grandfather's was September 2nd. Black moon. The black moon is a new moon, rare. It happens once every 33 months. And it means the side of the moon that shines down was black. It was void. And the opposite side was shining, but the side that was shining to the earth was black and void. So it means it's an excellent time to manifest. It means bringing out hidden things, but it also means that when you're manifesting, shh, be quiet. Be very, very quiet. Don't say anything. Do it in secret. Do all your manifestations in secret. Put out your rice jars. Do all those things. Let's go. That's what it meant. Now we're kind of past that. Looking for haunted houses for you. Send me ads for them in Western. Oh, yay. Well, you know, I want to get moved first because I'm holding back all travel and everything else until I can get moved, because that's just my mindset. Plus I'm booked on a lot of things for a lot of reasons. And Ms. Melanie and Richie. So Richie and I are going to do a haunted house together. He's going to film. And then I'm going to meet up with Ms. Melanie and we're going to go do one. I don't know when that's going to be. I don't know when it's going to be because she's busy. I'm busy. Richie is especially busy. We're just going to do it. 10-bedroom in Adams for $76,000. Even the price has had bad luck. Really? Send me the, do you have a realtor.com thing on it? Should I do different rice jars for different manifestations? I have one now, but it's pretty full. Well, my darling, I did. And that's why I started putting more and more into this jar that I started. So what you want to do is just transfer everything over because you don't want all these rice jars sitting around. Oh, look, when money comes to the surface, you know things are manifesting. Do you see this? When money comes to the surface, oh, there's some more right here. When money comes to the surface, things are manifesting. Good show. Keep up the good work. Very good. Adam's on Route 8, I think. Hi, Captain. Okay. 34. When this is over, as in over as much as possible with Karen and her lawsuits and all this, I'm going to respectfully request a and I don't know, I may have to ask and go through AJ or maybe Richie or something like that. I may have to and ask if I can respectively just visit, not do anything weird, I just want to visit. Maybe they'll let me. Maybe they'll let me video. Maybe they won't. But I think it would be just a fantastic thing. And I definitely ask. Have you ever been to the Baker Hotel in Mineral Wells, Texas? No, I have never done any. I've done a lot of hauntings, but not in Texas. I haven't. Or the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. No, I haven't. Either one. Neither one. How is Turtle Boy doing? He's doing okay. He's hanging in there. And they have a lot of this, they have a lot of different things happening that evidence that nobody thought they would have, but they ended up having it. There's going to be, I've done a video, Amy, if you want to see what the latest is. But I know that Will the Glarer is doing a 12-hour fundraiser on the 7th, which is 2 weeks from Sunday or something like that. Labor Day, after Labor Day. When is Labor Day? Monday the 1st? I think so. Anyway, he's doing okay. Been to Salem? Oh, yes, been to Salem, absolutely. And been to Lizzie Borden? Absolutely. But I'm going to tell you what's bothering me about some of these places. Lizzie Borden has jumped on the bandwagon of what I don't like. And I love Fall River, Mass. What I don't like is that they are using victim pictures. And oh, really? Okay. They're using victim pictures and they're using that type of energy in tourist things that they sell. Villisca, the Villisca Axe House, I can't say the red rum word. They've taken pictures of each one of the victims and the real pictures of the little kids, and they've put them on some of the axes and they're selling them through the gift shop. I just don't, and some of these get to the point where I can't help it, but I wonder. I literally wonder, do they put things in there to make things happen? Like recordings, or do they put things in there or to manipulate the energy? I can't help it anymore. If you're that willing to go that far. I'll tell you one place that I would really love to go, and that is, and I don't like to fly. I'm not a flyer girl. I will not fly. But I would love to go out. I had an opportunity to meet Zach from Ghost Adventures, and then that thing hit back in 2020, and I wasn't able to go. But I would love to go to his museum because there's a lot of things there, and I know that I would really dig that. And I know that I would be meeting him too. And what anybody ever feels, it's one of those things. I would just rather to each his own. I do love Zach. I don't fly. I don't like flying. I have a friend who is in the Middle East right now. And it was a 27-hour trip with layovers and stops and flight. And he said the flights were packed full. No, thank you. And he flew economy. What? No, I can't hack it. I can't do it. I'd like to do something. But moving first needs to be in my future. Zach, I believe, taunts the spirits. He kind of does. And he gets possessed every other week. But, I can hack that. I noticed Zach, he's getting up there in age. He's getting up there. That's right. First class only. Yeah, 27 hours. Hello. Thank you. No. But, this guy is, always believed Ghost Adventures. I believe Ghost Adventures is legit. I do. I've always felt that. If you see the early ones, and I'll tell you what, I feel so bad for Aaron Goodwin. Oh my. That was horrific what he went through. He's used to it, that's right, but he's really talented. Really talented. If I can get moved in before my husband gets home from Oz, there will be little he can do about it. There you go. If you can get moved in before my husband gets home from Oz, there will be little he can do. What about ghost hunters from Rhode Island? I like them. There's only one group that I'm just not into, but I'll tell you what I'm really concerned about. I want everybody to think about, and that is Matt Rife with the Warren Museum in Connecticut. I won't go there. I'm sorry. I just won't go there. Flew to Okinawa many years ago, 26 hours layover. It was a very long day. Did it with, oh, bless your heart, Karen. I know it. I know. Yikes. Yikes. So anyway, my darlings, I think it's about time to go. Yeah, she is in the big house now. And I don't know if you've heard the latest thing, but now she wants to get back together with Aaron. And that poor man, bless his heart, has been so scared. He goes around with security guards and everything. Horrible. I do know the Wraith Chasers. When I was in Tennessee, I got to meet them one time. I'm sure they forgot about it, but I didn't. I liked it. The doll stuff. Oh, yeah. No dolls for me. No. One of these days, I'll tell you about the doll story. Oh, no, honey, listen, I'm going to tell you, when I go places, I want my own space. So you don't have to worry. You're not obligated to invite me. I'll go to dinner. We go out, whatever, go to the casino. Hello. But as far as me staying with anyone, I always respectfully decline, because I am a menace to society when I stay. Even here in my home, I'm up all hours of the night thinking of things. I have my book. I have notes. Look at the notes. Look, I have notes. I take all hours of the day. I haunt my own house. I probably lay down. I probably snore like a crazy woman. And then I'm back up again and whatever. If I feel like making an egg, I make an egg. If I feel like making spaghetti at 3 a.m., I'll make spaghetti at 3 a.m. If I make, so it is, so I would be an absolutely horrible guest. Bad. I don't mind having guests. I am a tornado in a bottle. That's exactly right. I'm a whirlwind for sure. I wouldn't go within 100 radius with it. That's right. That's right. Thank you, Shaggy Noodle. Hear this? So that's my sign, my darlings. That's my sign. So I want to thank you, my darlings, for being here. I just love you. I thank you so much for all the wonderful ideas. Thank you so much for that. I love it. Don't forget the grifters. Don't forget Thursday night, Help I'm Haunted at 7 p.m. If you're always in question, check the community tab. I'm going to get with Mrs. Marie. I'm going to see if I can get an app worked out. If I can, I can. If I can, I can't. I might want to be working on a spirit box. We'll see. You just never know. And go from there. So I want to thank you all for being here. Much love to you. I will see you Thursday night. Thanks for being here. We got off topic, but I love to just sit and talk with you. Hello. That's just the way it is. So I want to thank you. Manifest. Don't lose that opportunity. Coca-Cola, baking soda. Don't buy a Toyota. Buy a Benz. I'll see you all very soon. Bye.